Did you know that fostering a mentally healthy workplace starts with prioritizing your own well being? It's kind of scary, isn't it? Well, it is to me because I really suck at it. But this is my opportunity to do better. You go with me? May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and today we'll explore the crucial role leaders play in creating a positive work environment that supports the mental health of their employees and the entire team. We all want to create healthy workplaces where employees thrive physically, professionally, and of course, mentally and emotionally also. As leaders, we set the tone for a culture of well being and resilience. Our actions and attitudes have a profound effect on the mental health of our teams. Yes, including you. And what's crazy, that can feel like a ton of pressure and be overwhelming in itself. And CEOs often feel responsible for the reputation and mood of the entire organization. They also feel pressure to appear strong, capable, and in control at all times. Anybody else carry that around? It's not all us, but it is important. The modern workplace is filled with stressors that can take a toll on employees' mental health and leaders' health as well. From heavy workloads to tight deadlines to interpersonal conflicts and work life imbalances. Anybody else have those? These challenges can lead to burnout, anxiety, and depression. There are a ton of places to learn how to support employees, lots of blogs and articles and things like that. And our guest today is all about happy companies. Today, I want to focus on you as the leader, and I'm talking to myself too in this. Many of us struggle to prioritize our own mental health, often putting the needs of pretty much everybody else, team, organization, kids, friends, everybody else above our own well being. And that's not real healthy. 49% of CEOs struggle with mental issues. Plus, the old loneliness at the top. You heard that? Well, it's because it's kind of lonely at the top. But the self-neglect can lead to a vicious cycle of stress and burnout that just trickles down to the rest of the team, creating a toxic work environment that hinders productivity and employee satisfaction. And that's no bueno. So here's how I'm working on it, and I know it will be helpful for you also. Number one is to reframe self care as an investment. And that was a real mental shift for me, but view self care as a strategic investment that directly impacts your productivity and effectiveness as a leader. It's a lot easier to look at doing that for the employees or the team or other people, but look at that as an investment in you. Prioritizing elements like diet, exercise, sleep. How about that? Sleep enhances your overall health and well being, enabling you to achieve outstanding results. A while back, I started using a scheduling automation tool called Reclaim.ai. And the funny thing, the big win for me from switching to something like that is it actually blocks time on my calendar for lunch. It's not always at the same time, but it defends 30 minutes for me between 11 and 1:30. Same kind of thing, workouts, breaks, thinking time, focus time, strategic time. It's all on the calendar because if it isn't, it won't get done. And all of those go to the betterment of the business, but it's also, taking that time to think, to focus, to work out, to get away, to get out of the office, to move. All of that is healthy not only physically, but mentally. Number two is setting healthy boundaries. And this is one of the hardest because I really love what I do, love the people that I work with, and I'm wired to be productive. And it's just one of those things I like to always be available. Boundaries are essential to preserve your time and energy. And here's the funny thing though, it's rarely employees or team members who break my boundaries. You know who the worst offender is? It's me. And when I'm working at, 7 o'clock on a Friday and send a Slack message or drop a recording to my producer at midnight, you know, it sets a bad example because, I'm doing things that I'm telling him, go unplug, take time off. And, obviously, if I'm doing that, I'm not really taking my own advice. And the second is I used to make a huge mistake around that. And that is I didn't specifically tell them I didn't want or expect a reply until the next business day. It's a stupid mistake and a bad example. So, do that. Make sure if you are doing things outside of hours that you are letting them know that it's something that you don't expect, something that is immediate, unless it's an emergency. But set good examples, and stick to those healthy boundaries. Set them and stick to them. And I'm working on it. Are you? And the third one is to seek professional support. Getting help from a coach or a psychologist is a sign of strength, not a weakness, and a proactive step towards personal and professional growth. I've worked with coaches for years, and it's an absolute game changer. It can provide clarity and develop strategies to overcome obstacles. And we all face those obstacles. Champion Leadership Group, that's one of the things that we do is that coaching and clarity and overcome obstacles, plus solve loneliness at the top with a group of SaaS founders, on top of amazing coaches, exited founders, and a fractional C-suite team. So everybody all together on that same journey. But wherever you are on this, many of you may be ahead of me. Some of you may be in the same boat, feeling like we don't do this well. I think the thing that we need to keep in mind always, especially since we're talking about mental health, is give yourself a break. Seriously, treat yourself with kindness and recognize your strengths, celebrate achievements, and acknowledge mistakes. Those are all part of growth. But offer yourself compassion and encouragement, and create a supportive inner dialogue that nurtures your self-esteem and mental health. Our toughest critic is not out there somewhere. It's actually the one that lives between our ears. And for some of us, it's time for an eviction. Get that critic out of there. When we prioritize our own mental health as leaders, we set an example for our teams and create an environment that supports well-being overall. When employees see healthy leaders who make them feel supported and valued, they're much more likely to be engaged, productive, and loyal to the organization. This is the power of a mentally healthy workplace, and it starts with you and me. It's not just a nice to have, it is a business imperative. And as a leader, you set the tone for your organization. But again, no pressure. By embracing this role of a mental health advocate, not just for your team, but also for yourself, you can make a profound difference in the lives of your employees and the success of your business. The journey to a mentally healthy workplace starts with you and me.